We'll start the look at the new releases in HMV on 3rd of November 2025 with the recent releases display. Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, an undoubted masterpiece from Peter Weir. Get that one if you haven't seen it. And one I haven't seen, The Crimson Rivers. I know that in this store, Swindon, they have a single copy of it available in Blu-ray, which is this copy, and also one upstairs on 4K. I want to bring that one home, so we'll see if I can find that one. For a few dollars more, part of the Sergio Leone Dollars trilogy. Everyone is telling me how good these UHD discs are. They're just shot Techniscope, so half of a normal 35mm frame, so this perhaps illustrates how good some of these original negatives are, despite the diminutive size of Techniscope. The latest Mission Impossible and Jurassic World Rebirth. I'd like to bring both of these home today, but I feel that I'm going to have to choose one. There's another one on the end here, the latest remake of Superman. I don't really find this appeals to me because how often can you remake the same story? You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you feel this latest remake is worth a watch. Enough people have told me about The Last of Us, and I do fancy it. It's just I don't really get the time for television series any longer, so that one is going to have to wait a while. Another great 4K UHD release here, Sinners. It was shot 1565 IMAX. That should tell you all you need to know about why it's so good. I love the film. I have done a review of it, but if you haven't seen it, I think it's the release of the year so far, so just be prepared for some rather odd sequences perhaps. Yes, a vampire film with Irish dancing. Another one here, The Substance. I've seen reviews of this, it sounds pretty horrible, but should appeal to horror aficionados out there who are still sticking with the genre. It's not something I'm into so much these days, but I did love horror films when I was a youngster. I've already had several people ask me to take a look at the UHD of The Sound of Music. The inference is that it's one of the best transfers they've seen. Well, this was shot 65mm Todd AO, so just like the IMAX shoot of Sinners, this should tell you everything you need to know about why that 4K, that particular 4K, looks as good as it does. I'll come back to Edward Scissorhands, which I passed just there, but Tron. This is a film I've only ever seen as either a VHS or a television broadcast, so I've never actually seen it at all. I think this one will be coming home with me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it on a big home screen. These James Bond slipcases aren't particularly inspiring, or at least they're not particularly inspiring to me, but I suppose it's the disc inside that is the most important factor. So I think that's a pretty good look at the recent releases on the shelves of HMVs. You will find these in most branches of HMV around the country, but not all the new releases had made it into stock, and in particular there's a new Steelbook of Blade Runner 2049. Now this is sold out on the HMV website, but I dare say it will be available in some stores and also available through other outlets around the UK. We briefly saw Edward Scissorhands on the shelves, another $24.99 new release, but there is also a rather nice looking Steelbook, so if this is one of your favourite films, it might be worth popping into your local HMV or ordering online to get this rather special Steelbook. The Bride of Frankenstein also gets a Steelbook release. This one is slightly cheaper at $31.99. And continuing with Steelbooks, a £51.99 Steelbook for The Wild Robot, this one called the Ultimate Collector's Edition with Steelbook. It's not one that appeals to me, but I'm sure some of you out there will want to snap it up. Both of the Crocodile Dundee films have had a 4K UHD release for £24.99 a piece. I just hope they're the original versions of the films, complete with all the politically incorrect humour. John Carpenter's Dark Star has had a 4K UHD release. This one costs £39.99. It looks very nice, but don't expect too much of the actual UHD disc because Dark Star was only a 16mm shoot. Nightmare Alley is another new release. This one costs £34.99 and is a Criterion Collection release, so you can expect the usual raft of special features within this pack. And finally today, Outland, Peter Hyam's classic starring Sean Connery. This is an Arrow Films release. It doesn't look like the most special pack they've ever done, but you can be sure because it's Arrow, it will be special enough as it is. Before I go, I will give you a look at the discs that I purchased in HMV today, but first I thought I should show you the latest in the 3 for £50 deals on the racks in this branch of HMV. You will find largely the same all across the UK and beyond now, because HMV are expanding back into Europe and also in Canada within Toys R Us stores. So who knows? Today the UK and Europe, tomorrow the world. We can but hope that the glory days will return. Right, these are the 3 for £50 shelves in this rather nice store. It's not so much big, but it's extensively stocked with both home video and music. So if you're into either of those things, and indeed some of the collectibles, they have some of the fluffy toys, film and comic related things, then HMV is the store for you, and they are in many town centres across the UK. Right, let's continue looking at the 3 for £50 racks. I came home with 3 4K UHD discs, and the first, you won't be surprised to learn, is the 4K of the Crimson Rivers. This was the one that HMV Swindon had upstairs, and I've wanted to see this one for years because I've had the trailer on 35mm, and if you haven't seen my 35mm trailer show video I did a few months ago, I'll leave a link to that in the description below, because you will see snippets of the trailer on 35mm to the Crimson Rivers, and it is a great trailer. The next one I also suggested I come home with, because I've never really seen this film. I've only ever seen it on either a VHS or a television broadcast, or both. Walt Disney's Tron. What a groundbreaking film this was. Great to look at, but needs to be seen on a big screen, so I shall be seeing Tron for the very first time. And one other I mentioned recently, I think it was in my Gattaca review, thanks to Andy at Electric Geeks channel, the Steelbook he showed of the new Mission Impossible. I haven't seen this film. I thought I'd wait until it came out in 4K UHD because it was all shot on video, and I thought I can probably do a better job of projecting that here at home than anyone could in a cinema, BFI, IMAX and some others accepted. And a Blu-ray I came home with. This is Buster Keaton's The Cameraman. I'm a huge Buster Keaton fan, have been for many years, also Harold Lloyd. For me, they were the best of the silent comedians. They did both go into sound, and I think this Criterion release of The Cameraman has actually got a second film on it. I think it might be Buster Keaton's first sound film. I'll have to check. I don't think I've ever actually seen it, spite marriage. So looks like I've got a double bill of Buster Keaton's to enjoy with this release of The Cameraman. So there we are, another expensive trip to HMV in Swindon. I did get one more 4K UHD disc, but that one's a present and will have to remain a secret, lest the person might be watching this and get a good idea that it is for him or her. Right, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, perhaps subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next one, bye bye for now.